Hello everyone, Martina here. Hope you're doing fine. I am. Today's training is something that is really on my heart and I want to share with you. The question is, are animals, and in particular dogs, aggressive? I'm talking a lot about dogs today because there was an event where a human had been bitten by a dog, which is definitely awful. And I really feel with this person, but it was talked that, oh, it was this aggressive breed and nobody should have one of those, and why are they, blah, blah, blah. I was really struggling with that when I read that last week. And I want to cover that topic today. And to start with the most important thing, no. There is no animal aggressive in the way as we understand aggression. We have different reasons why animals sometimes appear to be aggressive while it is not. So animals are still, they have this limbic brain, and the limbic brain is very, very old, the oldest part of the brain, and this contains all information about reproduction, shelter, social community, and food, period. Like crocodiles, they only have this limbic brain. They don't have a prefrontal cortex that all other animals, and the biggest is the human. They should have a very good developed prefrontal cortex. Not really working lately a lot for so many. Just on a side note, joking here. So our dogs, our animals, do have a prefrontal cortex, and not just running on limbic brain, but of course the limbic brain is still part of their lives. So in case their puppies are in danger, or they think they are in danger, they might start protecting them. Or when you try taking away their food, people always think they have to change that or train them to not. That's natural, that's within. So sometimes we can do something about it, but very often we have to work around it. If the limbic brain is still very, very active in a certain animal, then those things will be the dominant behavior they show. There are some dogs, I had 2 male dogs, not neutered, so intact male dogs that were not too much interested in females. They did literally show no actions like howling or stop eating or running after them, nothing. And others are crazy. They are driven by hormones. So you see huge differences here. So that's the first part. Some things are just not aggressive, but very, very natural. And we have to look into the origin, into the wolf when it comes to the dogs and the cats. All our cats that we have, the domestic cats, they stem from their big relatives, the lions, the tigers, and all the others. So some have more behavior of them than others. And each of them can be different. Then we have something I want to cover, which is called epigenetic. It's like, oh, it's in their genes. This is, no. The genes only define the size, the look, the color of eyes, the color of their fur. Nothing else. You may have information in there, but that's dormant. And this dormant information needs to be activated, triggered, by something external. That can be toxins, that can be words, smell, actions towards them. And that is also true for humans. So I'm not sharing something just for our animals. No, this is true for all of us. Epi means above. Like the epidermis is the outer layer of your skin. The same is true for the epigenetics. I'm quickly covering something from human area. A lot of women have what they call the gene to develop breast cancer. Actually, it's a genetic disposition, as I just covered, because a lot of women do have the disposition and never develop cancer. But nobody's doing any research on that. They only do research on, oh, we have a cancer diagnosis, or this woman has these genes. But the majority of women that do have the genes never ever develop the breast cancer because it was not triggered by toxins or fear or any other emotions. So we have the limbic brain that is driving some of their behavior. We have epigenetics influenced through something external. And the something external also includes treating them in a really bad way or training them to attack. And this is possible for some breeds easier than for others. At the end, you can make any dog attack easily. It doesn't matter. It can be a Chihuahua. And so, is it the dog that is aggressive? Or was it caused? So the cycle closes. We are going into the epigenetics back here. Because yes, some breeds have a tendency to easier start fighting. But if I don't push and force it, I might have the most gentle family cuddle dog that you can imagine. I personally never met any of the so-called dangerous breeds and being on some crazy lists where we had problems. We ended up having problems with German Shepherds and mix of German Shepherd, Bernese Mountain Dog, Labrador, Golden Retriever, and Tackle, for example. Aren't they considered family dogs? Yes, they are. But some of them had been treated bad or even trained to do that. Some people just feel strong. They use it in replacement of like a gun, like an arm. You're not allowed to carry, but you use the dog. On another hand, a lot of humans simply don't know how to behave in the presence of a dog. What I observe a lot, and luckily we always had dogs that are very, very gentle and don't show any aggression. People approach them and want to pet them on their head. Well, not a good idea. First of all, just ask yourself, do you like being petted by a stranger just like that on your head when you meet them first time? No. When the puppies are little and mom is educating them and training them, whenever they do something crazy, mom comes from above, grabs their neck, pulls them up and shakes them a little bit. Now, later, it may be that they react when something comes from above. So that alone can be the reason why someone gets bitten just because they do this. A correct approach of a dog is first find out if there is someone that belongs to the dog. Then ask, is it okay to approach? If yes, go down, put your hand forward and wait for the dog to approach. If the dog doesn't approach by itself, then it's okay. Maybe they just don't want to be touched by you. Don't speak. Some dogs are afraid of loud voices, or if you have a voice that is very high, they don't like that. Especially watch your children. Don't have them run towards the dog. Slowly. No talking. Children tend to scream or talk very loudly. They have no understanding and feeling for the loudness of their voice. No big gestures. Just calmly approaching the dog and let the dog decide. When we finally accept that they are personalities in the same way like us humans, then we'll have more peaceful and calm and gentle world when it comes to, especially to dogs. This is true for all kind of animals, but I really want to focus on the dog today because this is so important. And so from the original setup, they are not aggressive. There might be a very, very little percentage, to give you a number, maybe 0.1% that is in pain and reacting therefore aggressive. That's always something that can happen. But that's very, very rarely. That happens very, very rarely. Most of these, what we consider to be aggressive dogs, are either trained or their genetic disposition was pushed instead of calming it down, or we have false behavior from the humans. So don't pick that stand on, oh, this is a bad breed, this is an aggressive breed. That's racist. That matches being a racist in the human world and is so not true. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, if you want to add anything, drop a comment, text me, send me an email on at info@wemakeyouhappy.de. Just interact with me. I'm happy to answer all your questions. Don't forget, those that did not yet, to download your free ebook, book your free reading, and stay tuned for more information next week for next week's training. Thank you so much. Have a great time and see you guys. Thank you very much. Bye.